Okay, so NFL Week 5 is now in the books, and as I feel like I say this like exact phrase every week, but it's like, before we turn the page to Week 6, I want to revisit everything that happened in Week 5, and like, I don't actually write that down, I just feel like I say it every time, but regardless, let's look over Week 5 and see how I did. Spoilers, second week in a row where I've only gotten 8 games right. However, since teams have started to now have their bye weeks, I still was above 500. I went 8-6 overall, so it's like a strike shortened season, I guess, or like an NFL season from years past. I think that first year the Creamsicle Bucks was a 14 season, or excuse me, 14 game season because they did not win 14 games. I believe that was when they went 0-14. Maybe it was like 0-12. I think it was 14 games. Anyways, point. Above 500 again. Yay. But I only got 8 games right. I would like to have gotten more. But let's revisit the ones I got right and the ones I got wrong. Starting with a couple I got wrong. Chicago went into Washington on Thursday night and they won. I didn't see the whole game. I watched the first half. And it was weird. Not in a way where, there was just, a bunch of really weird, fluky plays. No, I watched the Bears' offense play great, and I watched the Bears' defense play great, and I didn't know they could do that. I think, the first play from scrimmage was a bomb to DJ Moore, which was incomplete. So then the second play from scrimmage was the same shit, and he catches it. It was by the end of the first quarter, DJ Moore had 2 touchdowns and 170 yards. Oh man. I'm so glad I don't play against him in fantasy this week, because holy shit. When the Bears got him in that haul from the Panthers, this is the kind of shit people were waiting for. It was Justin Fields now has a true elite number 1 receiver. Let's see him use him. And it just wasn't really happening the first few weeks. And then bam, the DJ Moore. I don't remember how well he did last week. I think he had one of the 4 touchdowns last week. I might be wrong about that. Oh, fuck, excuse me. But I believe he had one of those 4 touchdowns. This week, he certainly did. He fucking went off. I think at one point, it was DJ Moore is on pace for 8 touchdowns and 500 yards by himself, which of course didn't fucking happen. But I love seeing shit like that. We're man, if they keep up this pace for all 4 quarters, this is the kind of shit you can see. It's nutty. I believe at halftime the score was 27-3, which was the same score as last week's Thursday night game. And similarly, there was a comeback, although Washington got a lot closer. At one point, it was a 10-point game. I believe the score was 30-20, and Washington lines up for a chip shot field goal. They miss the kick. And then from that point onwards, Chicago scored, I believe, another 10 points. I think, did Washington score again after that? Fuck, I didn't write the score down for this game. I tried to remember to do that for most of these games. I don't think I did for the Packers, which was, I think that was 17-13 was Packers, right? We'll get to that when we get to that. I didn't write the score down. Oh, no, I did. I don't know how to read. It's 40-20. So, it was a 10-point game, and then the Bears scored another 10 points after. So a few things that really stuck out to me in this game. Number one, like I said, holy shit, the Bears offense played fantastic. And while the Bears defense started to slip near the end, they were able to clamp down when they needed to. And they especially clamped down early in the game. Thing number one. Thing number two, Washington almost made the comeback, though. Again, it's if they had made that field goal, because it felt because the time was getting pretty low. I think it was within 8 minutes. It might have been within 6. You make that kick, pressure's back on for the Bears offense. Who knows? Maybe because at that point, it's we're playing with a 2-score lead. Maybe if they were only playing with a 1-score lead, they would have played a little bit different. Maybe the nerves would have happened. I don't know. But it is a very different kind of feel to the game. Where it is slipping away from us rather than, oh man, we still got this. But the big thing that stuck out to me in the game, even more than okay, maybe not quite as much as DJ Moore's insane first quarter, was at halftime, And it was like after halftime, like the start of the third quarter, Ron Rivera has a brief little interview, and it's like, hey, coach, what did you say to your players? Down 24 points at halftime. Oh, I didn't say anything. Like I let them do the talking. They said what they needed to say. Like we got to play for each other. We got to motivate each other. Play blah, 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 blah. Let's go. And I remember thinking, is that really good or really bad? Now you can argue it's really good. I didn't need to say anything because I know these guys and they know each other. They knew what they needed to say. They were able to motivate themselves. It's like I've kind of already done all my talking. I can only go so far. They needed to motivate each other, and they fucking did. They didn't win, but they made a hell of a comeback in the second half and were pretty close to taking over the game. Okay. On the other hand, it's really bad. You didn't say anything to your team at halftime? Are you serious? Like, I remember watching a video, I think it was the next day, maybe it was the day after. We're on the Pat McAfee show, because I fucking love the Pat McAfee show. I don't watch it as much as I used to, but I still have a good time, like, watching clips every now and then, where they were talking about Ron Rivera, and they're like, dude, this guy was checked out. Like, it seemed like he just did not give a shit when he was on the sidelines, and you have a situation like that, where it's like, dude, you guys are down 24 and you didn't say anything. You weren't even like trying to motivate your team. You weren't trying to make them hard. You weren't the one saying like, hey, we had a shit first half, but that's why the game is 2 halves. We can do, hi Bahamut, like we can do it. We can come back. Like, look at these fuckers. Last week, they were up 28-7 and they blew it. Yeah, 24 is a little more than 21, but we can still do this. I believe in you. You got to play for you. You got to... Sorry, Bahamut's just like looking at me. He was nodding a little bit like he's getting into it. Ain't that right, bub? Do you think you could play football for the Commanders? Do you think maybe you could play for the Panthers and actually get them a fucking win? Spoiler alert. But, oh, my brain stopped for a second. But it's the fact that Ron Rivera just seemed like he did not give a shit anymore. And I believe it was last year where there was a point where someone asks him about it's like, why did you kind of do this stuff? I think it was like a QB change. When like were you aware that you could be eliminated depending on shit? And he's like, we could be eliminated this week. It's like, dude, you're the head coach of the team. How do you actually not know this? That's pretty bad. And that moment of him like, yeah, I didn't say anything at halftime. Like, we're going to ask it, who gives a shit? That's not what he said, but it's kind of how I felt hearing it. You're like, perception is still important. Like, perception is unequal reality, but it's still important. Like, look at Zach Wilson last year. What I feel like Zach Wilson was trying to say, and I believe I've said this before, is we win as a team, we lose as a team. Yes, the defense played fantastic, but do I feel like I let my defense down? No, because we're a brotherhood, and I'm not going to throw, if I have a game where, the offense plays great and the defense loses, I'm not going to say we lost because of the defense, because even if we are technically 3 separate units, offense, defense, special teams, we're one unit, the New York fucking Jets. That's kind of what I feel like he was going for. Or at least that's me trying to make it the way most favorable to Zach Wilson. The way it came across was, yeah, the defense had a fantastic game. I played like shit. The offense played like shit. But, I mean, I didn't waste their effort. It's not my fault. That's how it came across. And that's when just, the public execution of Zach Wilson took place. Because it seemed like that moment is when the entirety of the NFL world was like, we now have lost all sympathy for you, all patience for you, you fucking entitled little shit. And now you have this year where he's kind of almost like a fan favorite. It's like he still gets shit on for not being that good, but given the situation, it seems like people are like coming around to him a lot more, and like it seems like he's a lot more humble. He's taking a lot more accountability. Again, I feel like it was possibly already there. It just wasn't communicated very well, but now it's being communicated a lot better. But anyways, Commies beat the Bears. I got that game wrong. The next game I also got wrong. Jags beat the Bills 25-20 in London. And I remember saying, I was like, Bills are going to win. Oh, it's in London? Where the Jags have already been for like a week. Bills are going to start really slow. But I think they'll come back. I think they'll win. They did start slow. They did come back. They didn't win. They never had the lead. I wasn't able to watch the game. I thought I was going to be able to on like Amazon or some shit. Because I think I had heard that. I was like, yeah, like this is where it's going to be broadcast. You can watch it. No problem. Maybe it was available on like Disney. I don't think I ever checked Disney because the last London game was on Disney. Fuck, maybe that's actually what I was supposed to do. If that's the case, like that's on me. But I wasn't able to watch it. But following it, it looked like both teams were kind of off to a slow start offensively, although the Jags were able to get like a pretty early touchdown and 2-point conversion. There were a lot of injuries in this game, especially on the Bills' defense. There were, I remember, a lot of penalties, and it seemed like there were quite a few like controversial penalties, and like almost every few plays or so, it'd be like, well, there's another flag. Well, there's another flag. It was one of those kinds of games. It really came alive in the fourth quarter in terms of the fireworks. It was fun to follow. Like the Bills at one point were down 10 or 12 or some shit. And in like 40 seconds, they, oh, sorry, you can't see it, but Bahamut just went like, he's sitting on my lap. He's in my arms. He's just a sweet boy. The Bills just like went down the field like the blink of an eye and scored. They had the ball back with 20 seconds. I think Diggs tried to lateral and it didn't work and game over. Oh, no, you trying to get in the video? You're just a little bit, bub. Aw, you being the sweetheart. But, speaking of cats, like I said, the Jaguars won. Like I had said, it's like when I learned it was in London, I was like, they probably will. I'll stick with Buffalo, but I didn't change that pick. So Jaguars are now, they were 1-0, lost the next two. They've won the next two, so now they have a leg up on Buffalo. They're both 3-2, but they've got the head-to-head. They've kind of righted their ship a bit. They play the Colts again next week, which will be the end of that series already. I don't even think they've played the Titans yet, and they'll already be done with the Colts. It's kind of wild. But we'll see how that goes. The next game is my New Orleans Saints going into New England and taking on the Patriots. Where I remember saying, I was like, I'm going to take the Saints to win. I don't even know if I should. With how bad the Patriots are, like, we got to win this, right? Please. We did. We won by 34 points. 1 point less than Dallas. But we gave up 3 less points than Dallas because we won 34-0. The defense clearly balled out. I think the Patriots had like one good offensive drive and it ended in a missed field goal. I will take that. The defense scored. I actually, because on fantasy, I have the Dallas defense. And then I said, they're playing San Francisco. I'm not starting the Dallas defense. I'm going to take the Saints defense. I know they let me down against the Packers at the end of that game. They certainly let me down against the Bucs. I mean, to be fair, like the offense is really what let us down against the Bucs. But the defense could have still played better. But against the Patriots, I'm going to trust them. They had like 22 points. No points allowed. 2 picks, a fumble, a touchdown. It's like, yes! Carr played well. Kamara played well. I think Kamara had like 80 yards and a touchdown. He now has the Saints record 4 touchdowns. The Saints touchdown record. Make it, like, say it in a way that makes coherent fucking sense. It was great. The offense worked. They did shit. They were actually scoring. They were moving the ball. I wasn't sure they could do that anymore. Like, this is what we needed. On the other side of things, after getting blown out by 35 points, the Patriots then get shut out and lose by 34. That's fucking terrible. No, I have said, Tom Brady was not, like, I've seen so many things, like, every time the Patriots lose, it's like, Brady is the reason that the Patriots were good. Belichick had nothing to do with it. That's fucking stupid. No, you're probably not going to succeed without a really good quarterback, and that's what Brady is. You're also probably not going to succeed unless you've got a really good defense. And that's what Belichick provided. I've watched a lot of Patriots games, a lot of Patriots playoff games, and Super Bowls included, where sometimes the offense was playing well and the defense didn't do shit. You're like, if they won that game, that was on Brady. I've seen games where the offense played like shit and the defense is what won them the game or kept them in it. I've seen games where both sides of the ball played incredibly well. You're not winning that Super Bowl against the Seahawks without Brady's fourth quarter comeback. You're also not doing it without the defense holding the Seahawks to, what, like 20, was it 24 points total? I think it was 28-24 was the final score, not 24-20, although I might be wrong on that. But you're not winning without the Butler interception. You're not beating the greatest show on turf without a pick six and, like, shutting them out in the first half. But, you know, like, both parties are responsible for that dynasty. That Patriots team wasn't very good those last couple years. Because they won the Super Bowl. That was still a good team. And that was a Belichick winning Super Bowl, by the way. The next year, the team just wasn't that good. Brady then got out, went to a good team that just kind of needed a quarterback, and he was able to win. Now that the Patriots, like, basically as soon as Brady left, they were in rebuild mode. And again, you can make an argument, it's like, well, if he left and they were in rebuild, then clearly he was the one responsible. It's like, no, he was helping the situation a lot because Brady's a fantastic quarterback. But when you lose your star quarterback and the talent around him just isn't that great overall, like, they still made the playoffs. Not the next year, because that was the Cam year. But I believe the year after is with Mac Jones, they made the playoffs. Got embarrassed by Buffalo. 1,000% that happened. They still made the playoffs. Good for Belichick. Like, I feel like you get what I'm trying to say. It's like every time I hear Brady is the reason why, I think you don't know what football is, because both of them were equally responsible. Maybe in some games, maybe one party more, maybe in some games the other. Both were incredibly important. But Brady is gone. The team is not very good. I think this is Bill's last year in New England, unless they go on a crazy rebound. I'm shocked I'm saying that. I feel like a couple weeks ago, I didn't say that. But I think Kraft had said, like, last year, the year before, he's like, I'm used to winning. I'm getting kind of impatient that we're not that great. And this team is bad. The first 2 weeks, competitive, but couldn't get it done. Then barely winning to the Jets, and then embarrassed 2 weeks in a row. I feel like Belichick isn't getting fired mid-season. Like, a man brought you 6 Super Bowls. You're not doing him like that. But I think he'll resign after, because I feel like they're not even going to fire him. Like, well, like, here's the thing. We're going to let you go. But you can step away from the team if that's what you'd prefer. But I know he wants that all-time win record. So I don't think he wouldn't be like, I'm stepping away for, like, I'm retiring from coaching, period. It might be, I'll step away from the Patriots and then come back, maybe do like what Sean Payton did. Like, I'll take a year off and then go back in. Maybe he will just let himself be fired so he can get another job. Because if Bill Belichick hits the market, he's getting hired. Like, who was Rob Ryan coaching for? I think was it the Jets when he said it? No, or was it the Cowboys? I think it was the Cowboys, but he was the defensive coordinator on, because it was the Jets eventually when he was with his brother, because he got fired from somewhere, and then he had said, yeah, I'll get a job again like 5 minutes later. And then he was hired by the Saints, who had a really good defense that first year. I think we were like a top 5 unit. And then the next couple years, the Rob Ryan defense was an absolute fucking shit show and like was a record-settingly bad defense. My point is, Belichick, I think, is going to be similar. Not that he's going to go somewhere and be absolute dog shit, but he would have a job in like 5 minutes. You think teams don't want someone like Belichick? Belichick disciples don't work because they don't have the cred. They're like, we want to institute the Patriot way, but we don't have the success to really have like, we don't have the street cred to actually pull it off. Belichick does. Now, granted, some people might be like, well, I mean, we think Brady was the one that actually did it, so we're not going to listen to you. Like, that could happen. But I feel like if Belichick gets fired, or like a mutual parting of the ways with the Patriots, that's probably how they do it. Like, it's a mutual parting. He's free to do whatever. Where would he go? Where would he go? Could he coach the Saints? Like, hold on a second. It's like, I love DA as an assistant. I don't really know about a head coach, though. Like, I hate to be that guy, but I'm like, I mean, Belichick's a defensive guy. We got a really good defense. Like, Belichick could, like, make a really good defense here in New Orleans. That'd be really interesting. Ha! Oh, fuck. Oh, gosh. What if he goes to Tampa, too? What if... Again, like, I don't want to wish for anyone a job. I don't want to be like, man, they need to fire Todd Bowles. Especially because right now, like, they got off to a really good start. What if they let go of Todd Bowles and hire Belichick, and then he goes to Tampa? Which, there would be a part of me that says, now I want Belichick to lead Tampa to a Super Bowl. Because, like, to kind of match Brady and be like, see, it wasn't all just Tom. I can fucking do it, too, if I have a good team. But then the other part of me, like, the other, like, I don't know, 99% goes, I don't want my division rival getting another fucking Super Bowl. Fuck that shit. Please don't go to Tampa. Please don't fucking do this shit. No. He'd go to Dallas. Oh my God, easily he would go to... Well, I mean, there's the one part of me that's like, would Jerry Jones want to do that? Would he be like, I'm going to hire this fucking dude, so I'm going to have no control over the team? But on the other hand, I'm like, if they miss the playoffs, McCarthy is gone. And they could miss the playoffs. I don't think they will, but they could. If they make the wild card and are one and done, he's probably gone. The divisional round, it might depend on how the divisional round goes, but I mean, if Belichick becomes available, dude, Belichick and Dallas would be wild. I mean, like I said a little bit ago, Rivera's basically checked out. So Washington, I think, would be available to Belichick if he wanted to go there. Okay, hold up. Rams are Gucci. Cardinals seem to have their guy right now in Gannon. Pete Carroll is Gucci. Shanahan is Gucci. So he's not going... I don't think he would go to the NFC West. Bowles and Allen, if those spots become available, I could see it. The Panthers just hired an offensive guy for their rookie quarterback. I don't think they go Belichick. The Falcons... Smith's been there for a while and they haven't really produced. If they ultimately have a bad season, they could fire him. I don't know if they will. They might take Belichick there. That'd be interesting. It's like, yeah, like the guy that beat us 28-3. Like, we're gonna take him and hopefully he'll turn us around. In the East, Philly is Gucci. Oh, the Giants. Oh, that would be a really interesting arc, too. The former defensive coordinator, the one team he couldn't fucking beat in the Super Bowl ever, and now he's their head coach. Like, I feel like anyone in the NFC East except for Philly, he could go there. And then in the North, I feel like even if the Packers don't have a great season, I think LaFleur is staying. I don't think they're going to fire O'Connell. I don't think the Vikings are going to fire O'Connell. Eberflus, unless the Bears have a big turnaround, which, I mean, they just won their first game. I know I'm not doing my picks yet, but I'm honestly going to pick them over the Vikings. That feels weird to say. It's like, if the Bears go on a run, maybe he sticks around, but maybe Belichick would go to Chicago. The Lions seem like they're Gucci, so let's go to the AFC. Reed is staying. McDaniels is staying because they can't afford to fire him. Peyton, they just put a lot in, so I don't think they fire him after 1 year. But, I mean, they didn't save Hackett, but I don't think they'd fire Peyton after 1 year. The Chargers, Staley is on his last legs. I feel like they want an offensive coach. I feel like they'd probably just promote Kellen Moore. So I don't think Belichick would go to the West. To the East, Saleh, I think they're at least going to give him an Aaron Rodgers season before they do anything. McDermott seems pretty locked in Buffalo. McDaniel is pretty locked in Miami. So I don't think Belichick would go anywhere else in the East. Oh, that would be fucking fascinating. Dougie P in Jacksonville, I think, is good. D'Amico Ryan seems like he's doing a pretty good job in Houston. I think they might be like, hey, we want Belichick, we don't give a shit. But, I mean, that's a former player that's doing a good job. I feel like there's a strong tie there. I'll give them that. Colts are actually doing pretty well. I'm completely blanking on the other team. Tennessee. Vrabel. Vrabel's been there a while. And he's been, like, consistently good. Maybe they would want Belichick in there. I feel like Vrabel's good, but they might, if they miss the playoffs this year, like, we're ready to move on. And I think Vrabel would probably be able to get a job somewhere pretty quick. Although, for all I know, he would just work with Belichick in Tennessee. Although that would be fucking weird to go from the Tennessee's head coach to then just, like, their DC or some shit. And then in the North, Harbaugh. Oh, yeah, I'm going to say Tomlin is good. Harbaugh, if they miss the playoffs, they might fire him. Which feels weird to say, but it could happen. Zach Taylor, I could kind of see that too. And then in Cleveland is that still Stefanski? I think it is. I could see what was the team he walked out on? I think that was the Jets. I don't think that was Cleveland. Maybe Belichick go back. I feel like most of my videos so far have just been like, where the fuck will Bill Belichick go after this season? Because I don't think the Patriots are going to go on a run. They might win some games. I think I want that record. And if New England doesn't want me anymore, I'm going to go somewhere else because someone's going to fucking hire me. Probably, hopefully, a team that's not complete dog shit, but is like if the Chargers don't hire an offensive dude, I feel like he would want to go to somewhere like that. Or it's like, I've got an established quarterback. There's pieces. I can coach them and make them fucking good. Like, I don't want to say I hope Bill Belichick is fired at the end of the season. That's really fucked up. And I'm like, I want to see a Bill Belichick sweepstakes. That sounds crazy. Because there's no way he wouldn't get a job after. And it's like, all right, he's going for the all-time record. Will he get it? And it's like, will they win a Super Bowl? Will he be like, hey, watching Just Brady, I could do this too. It's like, man, if he actually went to Tampa, that would be fucking bonkers. But I wouldn't want him to win any games because fuck the Bucs, you know? Anyways, the Saints won and it was fucking great. So I got one game right so far. The one after that was the Titans and the Colts. I said the Colts would win, and they did 23-16. Weirdly enough, they scored the same amount of points 2 weeks in a row. I think the week before when they beat the Ravens, it was an overtime. It was either 19-16 or it was 22-23. 22-19, because I don't remember what the scores were at the end of regulation. But it's like, this seems to be their number, about 22 to 23 points a game. Yeah, I think even that game against the Jags was like 21 or 23 points, something like that. It seems to be their ceiling, but Big Tony got injured again. He can't finish a game. It's devastating. Like, I want to see this dude play so well because he's been fun. But he's got to be able to protect himself, man. Like, that's... I really don't want another Andrew Luck situation where, like, you have such a good, like, player. He's so fun to watch. But you just can't protect him. but they won. It's an odd week, which means the Titans were due to lose, and they did, which I think means next week they win by default. It's an even week. I don't remember who they're playing. I remember looking at it earlier and being like, am I really going to pick them, though? Because that's like a game they should probably lose. Actually, I'm going to cheat real quick. Who is... Oh, yeah, it's the Ravens, which... The Ravens are a very beatable team right now. I mean, the Ravens are always kind of weird. Well, not always. I mean, I remember when it was like, this is just a dominant defensive team. Even a few years ago, like Lamar's second year, that unanimous MVP, like they were dominant, but they're questionable. But it's an odd week. The Titans lost. That's really all I kind of have to say. And I was like, yeah, I just realized the Colts are, they score about the same number of points every week. At least they're consistent. Next game is Ravens-Steelers. I remember going very back and forth on this one. I had ultimately decided to pick the Ravens. But I had said, like, I will not be surprised if the Steelers win. Lamar tends to struggle against the Steelers. The Steelers' defense knows him. I think last week was that Texans game where they had gotten, like, the Steelers' defense was embarrassed. They're probably going to rebound, like, week one where they got embarrassed by San Francisco and they rebounded against Cleveland. That's what happened. I played the Steelers defense in fantasy again. They scored like 22 points. They had like a blocked... Was it like a blocked punt, I think it was? It was like they blocked a punt, had a fucking safety, a fumble recovery, like a pick or two. I don't remember if they scored a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised. No, they didn't. Because the Steelers were fucking weird in this game. They had like 3 points. Then they had a safety, so 5. We had a 5-point showing, which always gets me hyped. Then it was like another field goal, a touchdown, but they didn't convert the 2-point conversion, then another field goal. It's like they had 17 points in the weirdest fucking way you'll ever see a team get 17 points. The Ravens were in control of the game until they weren't. Until... fucking safety, a block, turnover, not able to do shit. And it's like this game is what I thought Steelers 49ers week 1 was going to be. 100%. Just one of those weird Steeler genjutsu fucking typhoon of bullshit kind of weird games that the Steelers find themselves in. That they shouldn't win. They're getting outplayed, but they lull you into the muck, and then they come out victorious. The 49ers were immune to that. That's scary. Like, that's how good the 49ers are. It is less that, like, yeah, Pittsburgh is that bad, and it's, no. San Francisco's that good that they're immune to Pittsburgh bullshit. That's impressive. That team... They're not going to go undefeated. They play Washington at some point. Washington is going to use their voodoo magic and be like, all right, we're going to beat you guys so you won't go undefeated, and then whatever. But, yeah, Pittsburgh did their kind of voodoo bullshit and beat the Ravens. After that, the Panthers and the Lions, which went about how I expected. I think this is one of those games, like when you actually look at the numbers between the quarterbacks, they're kind of similar. I think like Young and Goff both had 3 touchdowns. I think their like completions were similar. I think their yards were really similar. The difference was Goff didn't turn the ball over, or at least like, I don't remember if he fumbled, but I don't think there were any interceptions, and Young turned it over twice. Bryce Young is not looking great. He is a rookie. I almost said a rookie in his first year. Like, yeah, that's what a fucking rookie is. He's a rookie. Gotta be patient with guys. Mahomes didn't even play his first year. Rodgers didn't play his first year. Sometimes throwing a guy to the Wolves does not work. And even then, sometimes you throw a guy out there, like Trevor Lawrence looked like shit his first year. He was dealing with Urban Meyer. You get it. But he looked like shit his first year. And now I'm like, oh yeah, he is actually like, he's doing well in the NFL. You got to give people time. But so far, the early prognosis is not great. They are 0-5. They don't have their number 1 pick this year. That's still in Chicago, which I was really, really hoping that the Bears and Panthers would play each other without a win. And it's like, no matter what happens, Chicago wins this game because they have both of these picks. But the Bears had to ruin it by winning a game. But this game was what I expected it to be. The Panthers would get their asses kicked, but hopefully show some improvement. Because what was the final score? Because, yeah, I don't think I've actually been saying the scores for some of these recent games. Might be. Ravens Steelers was... Oh, fuck, I didn't write it down. I think it was 17-10. This game was... Did I not write this one down either? I'm so sorry. I thought I did for these. I think the Lions dropped 40. I think it was like 40 to... like 41 to 20 or like 41 to 16. Some shit like that. This Lions team is good, man. I know I probably make a comment about eating kneecaps like every week. I can't help it. It's like whenever I talk about the Cardinals, I have to go pew, pew, pew. Fucking killers. I need to start bringing up the fire in your gut too. Like, I love it. But, MCDC's got these guys playing. This team is good. Do the Lions play the 49ers this year? No. They don't play each other in the regular season. I wish they did. Wait, that might be a playoff game. Like, could you imagine if that's the NFC Championship? I hope it's not. I hope the Saints are in the NFC Championship. I hope we win the whole thing. We have a winning record again. I can believe that. The offense played good. The defense played good. I don't care if the Patriots are terrible. I can have hope again. But taking away my bias, the Lions beating the Eagles or the 49ers, maybe someone else, I don't know, but like to go to the NFC Championship? Could you imagine them like beating the Niners in the championship or beating the Niners in the Super Bowl and we finally get a Lions Super Bowl? Like the Lions and the Chiefs, like the Lions and the Bengals. Lions-Bengals, because neither of these teams have ever won a Super Bowl. Or if, like, the Chargers go on a run, you're like, the Lions and the Chargers, like, two of the most cursed fucking franchises playing in the Super Bowl. You're like, someone has to win. And watching them both, like, choke it away because they're both cursed. That would be such a crazy fucking game. And it would be the exact kind of game where a team, like, scores the game-winning touchdown and goes for the extra point, but that point gets blocked and is returned for a 2-point conversion, and the team that just scored the game-winning touchdown now loses by 1. That is how, like, a fucking Lions-Chargers Super Bowl would end. And it would be devastating for the loser and amazing for the winner and hilarious for everyone else. Like, oh my gosh, I think this is now what I want. A Lions-Chargers Super Bowl and just the biggest fucking shit show imaginable. And a fucking, like, MCDC giving a big fucking speech at the end after the Lions win. Oh, I think I just reached nirvana. I feel so, like, I don't know if you can see, like, my face feels so red. Like, my cheeks hurt from smiling so hard at that. Oh, man. Now, do I want that more than the Saints winning? No. But almost a little bit. Just... there's the biased Saints fan in me, and then there's just the NFL fan. It's like, I just want to see the crazy shit. Like I was saying earlier, there's just the NFL fan in me that loves storylines and seeing shit that's like, I kind of want to see Belichick coach Tampa to a Super Bowl and match Brady because of how fascinating that is. I'm like, no, I don't want the Bucs to win a fucking Super Bowl. So I want the Lions to win a Super Bowl, not at the Saints' expense. No, I don't want them to beat us in the playoffs or the NFC Championship or anything, but like them, like having a shit show off against the Chargers in the biggest game, that's crazy. But the Lions won. Panthers still haven't. Falcons and the Texans. This is a game that was close throughout. CJ Stroud still has not thrown an interception. Hopefully that changes next week because he's playing the Saints. Hopefully Lattimore, Matthew can get a pick 6. Yeah, I think last week I had said I was hoping Lattimore could get a pick 6 against Mac Jones. He didn't. Tyrann Mathieu did. I will take it. Still no interception, but he was outplayed by Desmond Ridder. I don't remember if Ritter had an interception, but it was another one of those games where it's like the QB numbers were very similar. Like both had a touchdown, like similar amount of completions. I think it was like 21 of 27 and then like 22 of 24, something like that. But Ritter had like 80 more yards. Like he played a very good game. CJ Stroud played an all right game. The difference is the Texans kicked a lot of field goals, but the Falcons were able to put it in the end zone when they needed to, and they had Young Wei-Koo at the end to win the game. Well, it was like 19-17, I think. Did I write that one down? I really thought I wrote these scores down. I'm so sorry. But I think it was 19-17 or like 18-17. This one I wrote down. Miami beat the Giants 31-16, which was closer than I thought. I'll give the Giants that. The defense, feels weird to say, the defense only held them to 31 points. But there were a few turnovers that they caused for Miami. The Giants' lone touchdown was like a 100-yard pick six. So it's like, hey, the Giants got to be on the other end of that this week, and it didn't matter. I think Hill had like a $150 receiving. I think it was people pronounced it A-Chan, but it's A-Chain. I might have that backwards, and I apologize if it's true, and I know he's now injured, and that fucking sucks. But A-Chain went off again. Two had like 300 yards, like 2 tutties, a couple picks. Oh, it's like he played really well, but there are also parts where he didn't, but they were playing the Giants, so it didn't matter. Who is the worst team in the league at this point? Like, in terms of wins, it's the Panthers, no question. But do I think the Panthers are a worse team than the Giants? I don't know about that. Like, Giants, Bears, I wouldn't put the Cardinals in the same team. Like, yeah, the Cardinals lost to the Giants. I still think they're a better team. They just consistently show more heart and more effort. The Giants might be the worst team. No, the Broncos might be better than the Giants. The Raiders are better than the Giants. I mean, the Patriots have been embarrassed, but so have the Giants. Who would I pick between the Patriots and the Giants? I think I'd take New England. I think I would take New England. The Giants play the Bills next week. Are they playing that entire division? Have they played the Jets? The Cowboys played the Jets. And the Cowboys did play the Patriots. So they are playing that entire division. So that means the Giants are going to play New England this year. That's a fucking tank bowl. Unless one or maybe both of these teams like make a really big comeback. 'Cause I say that like almost every week. Season is not over after 5 games. Teams can collapse. Teams can go on runs. So maybe right now we're like, yeah, the Giants and the Patriots look like dog shit. And then literally that game could be a Super Bowl preview. Which would be really interesting. It's like, what do you know? Belichick finally beat the Giants. Like, so it wasn't all Brady. I finally beat the Giants and I didn't need you. Who the fuck knows? But yeah, right now both teams look pretty bad between the Giants and the Patriots. But the Dolphins, the team that actually played, that's beaten both of them, they still look pretty fucking good. Cincinnati and Arizona. So I was wrong about Cincinnati having their bye week after this, because next week they play Seattle. I think the bye is after the Seahawks. I just got it confused a little bit. So it's not quite the Battle of Trenton, where, you know, you get this really easy win against an opponent that's not that good, but then you go into a break and you use it for all your momentum. But maybe it does give them the momentum they needed, because they did beat the Cardinals. I picked Arizona to win, because I was like, Cincinnati looks like shit. Burrow played well. I think it was like 1 pick. With like 300 yards. 3 touchdowns. All 3 to Jamar Chase, who the other day was like, dude, I'm always open. You can find me. I'm here. He had like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was open. Dude was balling. Cincinnati's 2-3. They're only a game behind Baltimore. They're only a game behind Pittsburgh. They're still very much alive in this division. It feels like almost the entire league is either 2-3 or 3-2, with a few outliers that are like 4-1, 2 teams that are 5-0, and then it's like, here's currently our bottom feeders, but of course subject to change. I don't think Arizona's not going to the playoffs. I mean, they could. That'd be a bold prediction. It's like, do I think this team's going to the playoffs? No. Do I think this team is going to win like a lot of games? No. But I do really think like they are going to be this team. Like, what was the final score? It was 34-20. They lost by 2 touchdowns. I think partway through the second quarter, the Cardinals were leading. It was like 14. I want to say it was 14-10. Maybe it was 14-10. I believe it was 14-10, like partway through the second quarter. They're not going to go away. They're going to give you hell for 60 minutes or more if it goes into overtime. Hopefully, this is the game where the Bengals is like, okay, like Burrow has gotten healthier. The calf is doing better. He can ball out. This wasn't just an abnormally. This wasn't abnormal. This wasn't an anomaly. But hopefully it's not an abnormally. The weird thing about the Bengals, they're 2-0 against the NFC. They're 0-3 in the conference and 0-2 in the division. Which means they'll probably beat Seattle next week. It's like they're 3-3. That's good. Yes, it is. But they've only beaten out of conference teams. So that's not great for their tiebreakers, but at least they're about the same record as the rest of the AFC, like minus the Chiefs. So, I mean, take what you can. I don't really know what the fuck to think of them, but we'll see what happens next week. Philly and the Rams. This was a 23, another game with a fucking 23 points. 23-14, Eagles won. Completely shut out the Rams in the second half. What? Okay, I wrote a joke down, and I hate it, but I also love it. Did I not write it down? No, I didn't write it down. Okay, I wrote this down for the next video where I was picking the Rams' next game, who I don't remember who they're playing off the top of my head. But I combined the names of Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua because both of them played in this game. I think it was like Kupp had a fuck ton of yards, but Puka had the touchdown. What did I call him? I called him like Pooker Cup and like it's weird, it's gross, and I hate it, but I love it. I gotta find it. Actually, I'm gonna bring it up in that video too. How did I pronounce the names? That's not it. Okay, it was Cooper Cup and Kapuka. Cooper Kupp and Kapuka. It's fucking... But these are two, like, really good receivers. They got some really good weapons. And it's like... Cooper Kupp is fun to watch. Puka Nacua is a monster. He's on my fantasy team. Dude is balling out. I love Puka Nacua. But what I am really trying to say is the Rams have a fantastic receiving duo, and they were shut out in the second half because the Eagles didn't give a shit. This is not one of those games where the Eagles went out and dominated and put their throat on their opponent like they did against Tampa, like they did... actually, who did they play after Tampa? I don't remember who they played last week. Oh, no, Washington. They definitely did that against Washington. They had to come back in that game and then almost blew the game. But at the same time, as much as I've criticized the Eagles for not winning dominantly, which I think is a fair criticism because of how it came back to bite them in the fucking Super Bowl, this team is 5-0. You're not always winning pretty, but you are winning. You have a fantastic offensive line, fantastic receiving core, a fantastic running game, a fantastic quarterback, and a fantastic defense. Like, the 49ers are this... It really is like, here's the unstoppable force and here's the immovable. I mean, the 49ers are kind of both because they have a great offense and a great defense. It's like, here's the team that is steamrolling. Here is the team that is consistently chugging along. And not just like, man, they're every week, it's by the skin of their teeth. Like, they just barely get a win out like the Vikings last year. It's like, no, this is a team that is just consistent. and always, it's like they feel like a Patriots team where it's like they do what they need to do to win each and every week, and it's working really fucking well. I don't know when they play the Niners this season. I know they do. They also play the Chiefs. Those are going to be some fun games. Like, I live in Oklahoma. That's not close to Kansas City. But feasibly, theoretically, like, it's in November. I know it's a Monday night game where the Eagles go to Kansas City. I'm like, I want to go to that game. I should probably get tickets. It's probably way too fucking expensive. But if I could, that could be really, really fun. I have to really think about this. But Philly beat the Rams. They did the shit that they gotta do. Fucking good for them. After that, the Jets and the Broncos. This was the Hackett Bowl, the Nathaniel Hackett game, the fucking like redemption arc. And the Jets won. They won 31-21. And at one point, it was like 24-21. And the Broncos have the ball. They can now go down the field and win. They can beat their old head coach. They can show that they're better with Peyton. That Hackett was the reason that Russ sucked. All of that shit. And Russ fumbles the ball and it gets returned for a scoop and score. And the Jets win. The Jets won another game. They're 2-3. They're still in the thick of this shit. They haven't played the Dolphins yet. They still play Miami twice and Buffalo once, who they've beaten already. Do you know what that means? The New York Football Jets, without Aaron Rodgers, control their own destiny for the playoffs. Oh, it got really dark for a second. Apparently, I'm like, yeah, the Jets can do it. There's just a cloud over my room. I'm like, don't get your hopes up. But that's exciting. That's fun. Like, I wanted them, like, I usually root for the Chiefs. My dad's from Kansas City. He loves the Chiefs. But I wanted the Jets to win that game so bad. For how crazy it would have been. For the chaos. And they almost fucking did it. There's a good team here. I'm rooting for the redemption arc of Zach Wilson. Could you imagine if the Jets actually go on a deep playoff run? Like, that could theoretically happen. Okay, I mean, speaking of cursed franchises, like I was talking about the Chargers, the Jets are one too. The Jets make the playoffs, win a game, Rodgers is able to come back, and then, like, actually leads them to a Super Bowl, which would be weird. It's like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers has played 3 games this year, including week 1 where he played 4 snaps. And then he won the last 2 games. Could you imagine if he came back, took over the team at that point, and they lost? It's like, man, maybe they should have stuck with Zach Wilson. Like, nothing, something no one would have ever predicted being a talking point could theoretically happen. And that's why I love the NFL. For all the crazy storyline bullshit. It's wonderful. But I had picked the Jets to win because I don't trust the Broncos, and I was right. The Broncos are so hilariously bad and inept. You can't trust them. I trusted the Jets, and they proved me right. That's weird, but it happened. And I don't know where the fuck the Broncos go from here, man. Also, I have to point out, the Jets had 31 points. There was another sighting of 5 points because they got another safety. I was like, how the fuck do you manage to score 5 points? Not total, because there were more in both games. But how the fuck 2 weeks in a row was there a point where you had 5 points? That rarely happens once in a season. You did it twice in consecutive weeks. That happened twice this week because the fucking Steelers did it too. Like, man, that's weird shit. Speaking of the Chiefs beat the Vikings. I can't say beat the shit out of them. They beat them 27-20. Kelsey got injured in this game. He tweaked his ankle. He still came back. He scored a touchdown. I don't know how he's going to be going forward. Justin Jefferson is out, and he's going to be out for a while. The Vikings don't have a great running game. They've got other players on, like, receivers. Like, Hawkinson's pretty good. I don't really know about Osborne. Is he the new guy? No, I think they had KJ Osborne last year. I don't remember the name of the new player. That they're, like, I think first-round pick, the receiver. I don't know how good this offense is going to look without Jefferson. I don't expect it to look great. I don't know where they're going to trade Kirk Cousins, but I think they will. I really do. Unless they, like, sign him to a new deal and be like, we're going to keep you here. This season's kind of a wash, but it is what it is. We hope you stay. But it's like, is someone going to try to get Cousins? Are the Patriots going to be like, I mean, can I have Kirk? I have, like, a fucking quarterback. That could happen. I don't think he's going to the Jets anymore. I really don't. I think they're going to roll with Zach. The Broncos aren't going to do it. They're stuck with Russ. The Raiders I think they're fine with where they are. Wouldn't trade them in division. I don't even think the Cardinals would. I mean, I'm rooting hard for Josh Dobbs, man. I don't know what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins, but the Vikings, at least so far, really don't seem like they're going anywhere. And what do you know? What happened to the Vikings last week when they played the Panthers? They did not fumble and they won. What happened this week when they played the Chiefs? They had a fumble that they lost. That's literally been the one, like, commonality in all of their losses. Did you fumble at least once? Yeah, all right, you lose. Did you not fumble? Nope, cool, you won. It's that simple. It's actually kind of nuts. But Chiefs are 4-1, Vikings are 1-4. That's the Sunday night game. I didn't finish this game. I turned it off early in the fourth quarter. I won't lie. I won't deny that. When it was 42-10, I thought there's no way. And I was right, because that was the score. I watched... Kittle is on my fantasy team, so seeing him get a fucking hat trick was wonderful. What do I really want to say about this game? Against the vaunted Dallas defense, which is missing Trayvon Diggs, and that's not, and that's a huge fucking loss. The 49ers had their best offensive day with 42 fucking points. There was a point early on that was kind of funny where Dallas had a fumble deep in their own territory. 49ers recovered. Then San Francisco, on like pretty close to the goal line, fumbled it right back and Dallas recovered. There was a point, I think it was at the end of the fourth quarter, the score was 14-7. Was it 14-7? I remember at the end of the first half, for sure, it was 21-7. And I remember thinking to myself, the 49ers are only up 2 touchdowns. It feels more than that. It feels like this team offensively is doing whatever the fuck they want. And on defense, it's like the 49ers offense is doing whatever they want. And on defense, they're also doing whatever they want. Dallas on offense can't do shit. And their defense is having trouble stopping anything consistently. You can stop a couple plays, but they're going to convert. And it's not even like, oh, it's 3rd and 5. They're going to throw a 6-yard pass. No, Purdy's throwing it deep. Ayuk is always open. Kittle is always open. They barely fucking use Debo. There was a reason I sat him this week. I was like, Debo's not going to have a good game. I could feel it, and I was right. Fuck, McCaffrey barely had a good game. He still got a touchdown. We take those. He has he's tied for the second longest streak of NFL history of scoring a touchdown in consecutive games at 14. Good fucking shit. This team is loaded. And even Purdy, the quarterback, where you're like, I mean, he's just kind of a game manager. He's not that good. Bro, he was throwing it wherever the fuck he wanted. He was doing all kinds of shit. He's good. Is there a weakness on this team? You're like, okay, do they have an elite QB? I don't know. We haven't gotten a huge sample size, but I know he hasn't lost a game that he finished. That's fucking elite shit right there. Their running backs, they have McCaffrey. They have, like, arguably the best back in the league. Except for maybe, like, Chubb or Henry. They're fucking good there. Receivers, Ayuk is good. Debo's fucking good. Tight end, well, Kittle can block like a motherfucker. He can catch shit too. He got 3 tutties. Their defense, that defense does whatever the fuck they want. The pass rushers, I'm not as familiar with their secondary, but like the linebackers are so fucking good. Like this team is nuts. They're not going undefeated. They play Washington. Washington will put an end to that shit. They're going to lose any other games? Seattle is good. The Rams did almost have them. The Eagles. Who do they play in the AFC? Okay, I have to think about that. They're going to play the Vikings. That's a win. They're going to play Tampa. That's a win. Maybe Tampa could beat them. I don't think so, but it could happen. In the AFC, Seattle played Cincy, or they're going to play Cincy. But is that their one random game, or is that another thing? I know they're playing the Browns. Okay. You play a team in the same spot as you. Cleveland did not win the AFC North. That means they are going to play the AFC. Yeah, because they already played Pittsburgh as well. They beat Pittsburgh. I'm going to pick them to beat Cleveland. The Ravens and the Bengals. The Bengals are fucking weird, not and cold this season, but maybe they can get their shit together on time. Do they play the Chiefs as their kind of like random other game? It would either be Buffalo, the Chiefs, or Jacksonville. I would pick them over Jacksonville. I don't know if I would pick them over Buffalo. I feel like that'd be a fun game. If they do play Kansas City, that's gonna be nuts. There are some losable games on this schedule, but I can see them winning a lot of them too. This team, I don't want to say are going to win the Super Bowl because it's only week 5. A lot of shit can happen. They can collapse. I doubt it, but they can. Injury issues. And of course, beating a dead horse, but it is still Kyle Shanahan in the playoffs. We've seen the chokes happen. I can't crown them yet, although currently I would say this looks like the best team in the NFL. Now I'm going to talk about the Cowboys. I say every fucking week I have seen the Cowboys be fool's gold early in the season. I'm not going to fall for it yet. You need to prove it to me. Yeah, you beat week 1, you destroyed the Giants. Good. Good teams destroy bad teams. But also the Giants are a really bad team. So even though you obliterated them, and it's fantastic to see it, you haven't proven anything to me quite yet. Then you beat the Jets without Aaron Rodgers. You beat a wounded team. And it was closer throughout the game than I thought. I thought you would be dominant in this game. You weren't quite there. Then the loss to the Cardinals. At the start of the year, was like, this could be the team that goes 0-17, and you already got them their one win. No one goes undefeated. Shout out to the 72 Dolphins. But it's like, no one goes undefeated. You can lose. Trap games happen. Any given Sunday. Their coordinator, their head coach was a coordinator on the Eagles. He knows you. I get it. You guys were outplayed. I don't think they led against the Cardinals. It's like, well, were you looking ahead because you're playing the Eagles next week and the Niners next week? No, you're fucking playing the Patriots, like an out-of-conference team that hasn't looked that great lately. It's not even that you were looking ahead. I guess you just got cocky. You guys just sucked. My doubt is rising. Then you destroyed and dismantled the Patriots. Okay, good shit. We're now on that Giants thing. You are dismantling the bad teams. That is what a good team is supposed to do. Now you're playing San Francisco. This is the actual test now. If you win, I believe in you. Because if you can beat that team on the road, you're fucking good. You are legit. If you lose, but it's close, you were able to fight, you looked competitive, maybe you never led, but you never let them get away with the game either, you can hang with the big boys. You've proven something to me. The Cardinals game was just a fluke. But if you get your asses kicked, and if it becomes clear that you don't belong in the same conversation as that team, which is what fucking happened for 60 minutes, even when the score was close, I never thought for like a second that Dallas looked competitive. They were out of sorts on offense and defense all night. Are they going to make the playoffs? Probably. The NFC isn't like super tight. It's not super competitive. Okay, do I think they're going to win the division? No, it's Phillies to lose. Do I think they're going to win a playoff game? Maybe. If they play like an injured opponent, or it's like, this is like the Saints don't look great. I wish we did. It's like, could you beat the Saints on the road? Yeah, could. But I pick them against the Lions? No. 49ers? No. The Eagles? No. Like the Saints or the Bucks or the Falcons. It's like, that's the one you'd probably win. Maybe they'll look a lot better. And I mean, again, Dallas can get a lot better as the year goes on. But this is what I expect from the Cowboys, is to look like this against this kind of opponent. That is their trying to say their DNA and also put fuck in there, and it just DN fucking A, D fucking NA. It just didn't work. But this is their DNA. This is who they are. They are good, but they're not great. They're not Super Bowl contenders. They're not NFC title game contenders. If they prove me wrong, I'll eat my fucking words. But I doubt it. I really do. Good shit, 49ers. Dallas. There's nothing to really say. And then the Monday night game, which was also a game I got wrong. I wasn't going through my picks this week. Say like, this is one I got wrong, this one I got right. Let me do that real quick. I was wrong about the Bears winning. I was wrong about the Jags winning. I had the Saints winning. I had the Colts winning. I was wrong about the Steelers, right about the Lions. Wrong about the Falcons, right about the Dolphins. It was very back and forth. Wrong about the Cardinals, right about the Eagles. I was right about the Jets, right about the Chiefs, and right about the 49ers. I was wrong about the Raiders. The Raiders beat Green Bay last night, 17-13. I didn't get to see the game. I thought having ESPN Plus would let me be able to stream this shit. It doesn't, because I don't have regular ESPN. It's fucking stupid, and I hate it. I was able to watch the first game of the year, the fucking Bills-Jets one, no problem, but now I can't. It's dumb, and it makes me mad. Anyways, Jordan Love threw 3 picks. Didn't throw a touchdown. Doesn't seem like he played that great. Josh McDaniels did Josh McDaniels things, like 4th and 1. They attempted a long field goal. Didn't make the field goal. Gave the Packers life, but ultimately Love threw a pick at the end, so it didn't matter. Max Crosby is a fucking unit. The thing that interests me most about the game is nothing that happened in the game itself. It's what happened after. When the Packers' premier cornerback, A1 Jair Alexander, gave his post-game locker room talk. I think this was in the locker room. I could be wrong. And what he had said, so I'm going to do something very similar like earlier with Zach Wilson. It's like I'm going to say what he said in the light most favorable to him, and then this is what he actually fucking said, though. In the light most favorable to him, what Mr. Alexander said was, we as a defense need to play better. Our offense is very young. We have a quarterback in his first year starting and a lot of second year receivers. They are going through some growing pains. That's to be expected. Our job is to hold down the fort as they grow. Because I know they can grow. I believe they can grow. But we as the defense, we are now we have seniority on this team. And we need to play like it. I need to play better. My brothers need to play better so that to let the offense grow. And when they do, not if, when they do, we are going to be fucking unstoppable. That's most favorable what he's trying to say. What he said was, we have to make sure the other team doesn't score a touchdown. Wow. It's, again, one thing to be like, we need to hold down the fort and do it. Like, you gave up 17 points. The defense played well enough to win. If an offense can't score 17 points against the Raiders, the Broncos in week 1, you deserve to fucking lose, offense. But the defense did its fucking job. But to say, I understand our assignment to win. We can't let the other team score a touchdown because our offense is still finding themselves. Way to fucking throw them under the bus and back it up yourself. Like, you seen Mean Girls? One of my favorite movies of all time. You know the part when Regina George, his fucking spoilers for how fucking old is Mean Girls, like 20 years? Spoiler for however old that movie is. But you know when Regina George gets hit by the bus and everyone says like, oh man, we saw Katie Heron push her and she actually didn't? That's what Alexander did. He just pushed the entire fucking offense in front of the bus saying they suck. To win games, we can't give up a touchdown because I don't believe our offense is capable of scoring. Holy shit. And I saw so many comments about like, oh, there goes the team chemistry, like team chemistry minus 75%. And I'm like, yeah, that's bad. That is hilariously bad, hilariously toxic. And oh boy, I wasn't sure what to think of the Packers this season. I'm still not. I don't know if this is a good team, bad team, a mediocre team. I feel like this is a team that is kind of finding its groove without Aaron Rodgers for the first time in 20 years? Maybe not quite, but close to that. You expect the growing pains. You expect some of these kind of rougher games. But by about week 10 or so, you really know, they've got it figured it out or no, they fucking suck. When Brady and the Bucs won the Super Bowl that year, they didn't look that great in the early parts of the season. They won games, but they were very out of sync and out of sorts. But they got it figured out. It can happen. But now after that, I'm like, oh boy. This team is now a time bomb. What's going to make them explode? Are they going to lose to the... I don't even know when they next play the Bears. But what if they lose to Chicago? Oh, man. And what if the offense balls out, but the defense plays like shit? Oh, man. How crazy would that be? I'm excited for some chaos and some fallout. But that was week 5. I feel like I spent the majority of this video talking about where I want to see Bill Belichick coach next, or about a Lions-Chargers shit show Super Bowl rather than the actual games. But that was this week. I plan on tomorrow giving my picks for next week, and that's it for now. I'll see you.